Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to all the viewers, listeners, and the children. Alhamdulillah, this is a video being produced by Madrasah Kashiful Ulum at Al-Huda Preston in collaboration with Madrasah Ihyaaus Sunnah Bolton. Upon the request of our senior and dear friend Maulana Sajid Saab, Insha'Allah Aziz, working together, we shall be uploading lessons from the Quran beginning from Surah Al-Baqarah, Alif Lam Mim, Insha'Allah Aziz, and the aim is that hopefully these videos can aid, assist and supplement the learning of our children who have already started their journey of learning how to recite the Quran, and also for all those brothers and sisters who would like to refresh and sort of recap how the Quran should be pronounced, etc., and they would like additional help. These videos can also prove beneficial to them. And Insha'Allah Aziz, for those younglings who are about to begin their journey learning the Quran for the first time, Insha'Allah Aziz, we hope and pray that these videos can also be of useful benefit to them as well. First and foremost, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept this khidmah and service of ours from Madrasah Kashiful Ulum Al-Huda Preston and also Madrasah Ihyaaus Sunnah Bolton. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept whatever services are being carried out by these madrasas and also by all the madrasas and the teachers and people connected to faculties where teaching of Islam is taking place. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala preserve them all, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept each and every person's efforts in his courts. That's the most important thing, that having these videos going viral far and wide, Alhamdulillah, it is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but most importantly we want to make sure that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts this humble effort and He makes it a means of salvation for all those people involved in being instrumental and those people who have been behind the making of these videos. So may Allah accept us all. Insha'Allah Aziz, we will begin with a couple of lines, and most importantly I will try to identify what kind of common errors are usually made by reciters, and at the same time inshallah we will also practice reading. Beginning with ta'awudh and tasmiyah, bismillahir rahmanir rahim, making sure that our ta'awudh and tasmiyah is on point and perfect. General common errors usually made in ta'awudh and tasmiyah will be sort of pointed out, and then we will move on to alif lam mim, and we will try to work in 3 to 4 block words, meaning that we won't have we won't read more than 3 to 4 words. If there is an ayat which is consisting of more than 3 to 4 words, then we'll create breath marks and stop marks. A technique we apply with pupils in madrasa. What's very important is pupils who are viewing this lesson, they will have completed their qa'idah. Whether they use the Safar Qaida or they use any other material, learning the rules and the concepts of how to pronounce the letters primarily correctly, and then being able to pronounce the different vowels, whether they are the short vowels, a, u, e, dhamma, fatha, kasra, or what we call zaba, zer, pesh, or a, u, e, standing fatha, standing kasra, inverted dhamma, fathatain, dhammatain, kasratain, an, un, in, and also the sukun sound, how to join, aw, ay, an, bant, and etc. And then how to make the shadda sound, also how to join letters, silent letters, sudden sound letters, etc. These rules, your rules must be strong, and you must be confident in being able to pronounce and recite each word correctly, making sure we avoid major errors. Going through very quickly the 5 major errors: reading the letter incorrectly, that instead of for example, kitabu with a kaf, somebody says kitabu with a big qaf. This is incorrect. And instead of saying kitabu ba with a dhamma, they say ba or bi with a fatha or a kasra. Or another thing that can be done is overstretching this dhamma. So instead of saying dhalikal kitabu and making a short vowel sign, the reciter could say dhalikal kitabu and make an overstretching sound. This can also be a very common error. and this will stem from the foundation that if this has not been adhered to and not been noticed, when a child is making the e sound, b sound in the qaida, then we must make sure they do not overstretch the short vowels. And then if we have a long vowel, for example, yu'minuna, there is a long vowel there, a, u, e, waw, ya, and alif madda, waw sakin, letter before it, dhamma, and then we have a ya sakin over here, letter before it has a kasra, ya madda, and then we have an alif madda. For example, the word la, the alif is empty and the lam is carrying a fatha, that is an alif madda. So making sure we stretch the alif waw ya madda, and alif waw ya madda are exactly the same as standing fatha, standing kasra, and standing dhamma. And then at the same time, we must make sure we do not vowelize. And this is again a very, very common error. For example, dhalikal kitabu, that lam is carrying a sukoon. So we must make the sukoon sound in such a way that we do not vowelize this lam sound. Instead of saying dhalikal kitabu, many people will say dhalikal kitabu, are not realizing, but they are actually vowelizing this lam sound. And the way I tend to teach children is that make sure you make the sound stick. Dhalikal, continue the sound with the sukoon, and until you're not ready to say the kaf with the kasra, carry on the sound dhalikal ki, like that. And then also making sure you pray vowels correctly, you don't change the vowels. So these are the 5 major common errors which can usually be made. I thought it was important we recap. When it comes to reciting the Quran, there are 2 major factors: Makharijul huruf, Sifatul huruf. Makharij meaning where letters are pronounced from, and as explained in the Qaida lesson, that we may have 29 letters in the Arabic alphabet, but they are grouped into 17 makharij according to the viewpoint we take. So Imam Khalil says there are 17 makharij of the huruf. So it's important we try to also, going forward, understand the difference between the letters and then being grouped into a same makhraj meaning. And makharij is the plural for makhraj. Makhraj means a place in and around the mouth from where the letters are pronounced from, where they emanate from. Okay, for example, letter dhal, tha, and dha, they are all pronounced from the same place. So there isn't a separate makhraj for dhal, tha, and dha. Rather, they all come from the same place. So likewise, there are 17 makharij. And the second most important thing is sifatul huruf. We have to understand the sifat, the qualities, the attributes. And when it comes to the sifat, there are 2 types of sifat: lazima, ariza, for the benefit of the brothers who understand, and inshallah for our children, that certain qualities and attributes we have to apply to the letters. If we do not apply a specific quality which has to be applied in a letter, that letter will either not exist at all, or it just will not be pronounced correctly. For example, you've got letter qaf. You have to read it with isti'la, which means full mouth. Now, if you just do not read qaf with a full mouth sound, and just say qaf, 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 and kaf, that letter just will not be pronounced correctly. It just will not be able to, the listener would not be able to distinguish whether this person is saying qaf, which is known as the big qaf, or kaf, which is known as the small kaf. That's just one example. So certain qualities and attributes you have to always pronounce the letter with, and certain qualities and attributes will only be applied depending on the circumstance and situation. For example, the noon sakin rules, the mim sakin rules, etc., etc. So even though we are beginning from the start of Surah Al-Baqarah, for the benefit of those pupils and parents who would like to also begin and sort of refresh and recap, this video inshallah and these tutorials will be perfect, and inshallah we hope that it benefits you benefits you at large, and it also is benefiting our the pupils of the Quran, whether they are young, middle-aged, or old. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our efforts. So that was just a bit of an intro. Inshallah, usually what we will do is we will go straight on to the next lesson and continue the next couple of lines. So beginning with ta'awudh and tasmiyah, I will take my time on it. we must make sure when we are reading أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. So let's take the first part, أعوذ, making sure we read the Hamza clearly, distinctly sound, and don't weaken the alif with fatha sound. The ain sound has to be from the middle of the throat. أعوذ, the waw, stretch it correctly, and the dhal, make sure we pronounce the dhal correctly. And then من الشيطان, ta full mouth, and the ra full mouth. So let's practice A'udhu first. Inshallah, I will read, you will listen to me, and thereafter you will practice with me. I will do a count of 3, and then I'll ask you to repeat. So first of all, I will say it. So we are beginning with Surah Al-Baqarah, and it revealed in Madinatul Munawwara, and as a fun fact, this is the longest surah in the Quran. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Notice how I'm saying letter Ain, stretching the waw madda, and the letter Ta, pronouncing it full mouth, and also doing letter Ra. And when we are ending the sound Jim, the Ya Mim, we must make sure we are not praying it from our nose. Again, very common error, and we should try and make sure that we practice not reading from our nose. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Have a go. 1, 2, 3. Now inshallah I will do Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, as you can see it in front of me here, so I will use the cursor to point out. Now we're making sure when we're saying Bismillah, that seen with a sukoon, say bis and make the sound, the sukoon sound correct, and don't vowelize, and don't say bisa, bisamil, bis, and the sound should flow and remain with sakin. The scene should remain with a sukoon, and you flow the sound, and you make the sound stick until you're not ready to say mi with the mim with the kasra, bis. Make the sound continue. Don't say bisamil. Don't let go of the sound. So if you say bis and let go of the sound straight away, and you want to go into the meme sound, it will sound vowelized. Let me do it correctly. Bismillah, and then doing it incorrectly. Bismillah. I let go of the sin sound. I didn't continue the sound. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The ra full mouth, the ha with the sukoon from the middle of the throat, and then over here ra full mouth and ha with from the middle of the throat. So both has, concentrate on the both has, and when we are saying the heem sound, do not make the sound from the nose. Okay, both ra's carrying fathas, so full mouth. Has, make sure we read it empty mouth, and the lam of Allah is empty mouth because there is a meme which is carrying a kasra before it. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Listen to myself again. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. MashaAllah, come on, all of you have a go. 1, 2, 3. MashaAllah, so we must read ta'awudh and tasmiyah, a'udhu billah and bismillah correctly. First impression, last impression. If your ta'awudh and tasmiyah is weak, the person who is listening will then start wondering, if this reciter is weak in ta'awudh and tasmiyah, then only Allah knows what the rest of the recitation is going to be like. And we generally find in children, they just sort of rushing, so they say, and then they will start reading their Quran as if, like, you know, Alhamdulillah. So why are you compromising the recital of Ta'awud Tasmiyah? So moving on, we will say these words, Huruf al-Muqatta'at, where each letter is pronounced individually. So we will say the word alif and then the lam sound. We will make a mud, 4 alifs, and then we will join with the meme in such a way that we will do a gunna because the meme is carrying a shadda, and then we'll say the meme sound again. We will be doing tawassut in there, which is 4 alifs or 4 harakats. Alif, lam, mim. Make sure we do not read from the nose. Listen to me again. Alif, lam, mim. Come on, have a go. 1, 2, 3. MashaAllah. So we say the lam sound, when it comes onto the meme, we will make a gunna sound, because when meme and noon has a shadda, we make a sound from the nose, which is called a gunna. For the benefit of our viewers and the children who understand rules, they will know what I am talking about. So both these mads we will make in such a way that we will do 4 alifs. Alif Lam Mim. Now we're going to say up to the word fi. Okay, because of these three dots, we don't want to go into too much detail. If we can either stop here, or you stop there and we carry from fihi hudan. So we'll stop on fi. Okay, so what's this first word? Children, shout out the answer, the word. So if you know what this word is, say the word. Dhalikal. Remember, it's joining onto the lam. Say in such a way that you do not vowelize this lam. Dhalikal kitabu. This kaf sound do not stretch, and this ba sound do not stretch. Say the 2 words together fluently. Dhalikal kitabu. And then this word. La rayba, ra full mouth. La rayba, and the ba with the fatha, you do not stretch. Don't say la rayba, dhalikal kitabu. No. So we read from there till there, just for practicing purpose. Dhalikal kitabu la rayba. Dhalikal kitabu la rayba. You understand? Just practice it. Say it from here. 1, 2, and this here. After 3, 1, 2, 3. Right, and then we're going to add this word. Okay, well done. Fi. So we're going to stop on the ha, replace it with a sukoon, and say fi. Okay, say it. Well done. Now I'm going to read from dhalika till fi. You follow it carefully, and thereafter, on the count of 3, I want you to make a prayer from dhalika till fi. ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه. After 3, 1, 2, 3. Well done. Have another go. Read with me. 1, 2, 3. ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه. So no vowelizing of the lam, short vowel, no overstretching. Over here as well, short vowel, and say the ra, full mouth. Let's move on to this word. What's the word? Hudal. What is it? Hudal. This tanween is going to join to the lam. This lam is indicating that we need to join the dal with the lam. Hudal lil muttaqeen. What's the word? Lil muttaqeen. So these 2 words together, listen to me. هدى للمتقين هدى للمتقين. Making this last 3 clean sound in such a way that I'm not praying from my nose, and I need you to do the same. Come on, read after 3. 1, 2, 3. Well done. Now read with me after 3. 1, 2, 3. هدى للمتقين. Well done. So first and foremost, as part of learning, is that you must be fluent with the words individually. You should be able to pronounce the words individually. If you're struggling to pronounce the words, then praying 2 words together will be difficult, let alone 3, 4 words. So it's very important that you are familiar with the words. And as part of homework in Quran, we say to pupils at the Madrasah that even though you've been taught your new sabak, the next new sabak which you haven't been taught, which will be done the next day, go through the new sabak, learn all the difficult words. Because majority of the time, words are repeated in the Quran. There will only be a handful of new words. It's the same letters, formation different, using their qaida and concept skills. They should be able to break the word down, spell it, sound it, and then say the word and familiarize themselves with the word. So we're going to make a breath mark over here, biloibi. Okay, so we put a breath mark there, and I'm going to read these 3 words together. Let's go over the first word. What's the first word, children and listeners? Alladhina. What's the word? Alladhina. And the next word? Yu'minuna. Don't pray from the nose, make the stretch sound correctly. Yu'minuna. just very quickly, also mentioning that when we're saying letters carrying dhammas, we've got to make sure we circle the lips correctly, make the u sound and not a sound. When we're saying letters carrying kasras, we make the e sound as though the children are biting or something. E, b, t, you, me, and not say you, me, and pray as though they're not praying the kasra sound correctly. And then you've got the noon with the fatha sound. They must open their mouth up in a way that the n sound comes clearly. If they don't open your mouth and n, it'll sound like as though they're saying a completely different sound. So الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ, and then this word بِالْغَيْبِ, because we are stopping and we're going to replace the ba with a sukoon, ghain full mouth. This lam over here, what did I say we shouldn't do over here? Don't vowelize it. So bil, and don't say bila. So put a breath mark there, read with me, well not with me, let me read it up to there, and then inshallah I will give you the opportunity to read it, and then you will read with me as well. الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ. Saying the ghail full mouth in such a way, not reading from the nose. Go and have a go. 1, 2, 3. Well done. Now read with me after 3. 1, 2, 3. الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ. Now this ba, I've replaced it with a sukoon, and you will notice I'm making a sound, I'm applying a particular sound, which is qalqala, an echo sound. So when I was mentioning sifatul huruf, that also is one of the qualities of 5 letters, qaf, ta, ba, jim, dal, when they are carrying a sukoon, or whether the sukoon is permanent or temporary. Now over here the ba, because we stopped on the ba, we replace the kasra with a sukoon, so that sukoon is temporary due to our stopping. And certain qaf, ta, ba, jim, dals will have permanent sukoons because the letter is coming with a sukoon. الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ. Okay, now what's this word here? وَيُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ. What's the 2 words? Say the word. وَيُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ. So the qaf with a kasra, and then there's a ya sakin, ya madda, make the sound, but make sure you say the qi sound correctly, and the yu dhamma sound. And then this noon here, even though it has to join with the sad, do not read the noon full mouth because of this sad being a full mouth. And again, when concentration isn't there, very easily, even myself, I can do this. Now I'm not paying attention, I'm going to read the noon full mouth because the subconscious mind is saying that this sad is full mouth. So naturally, you'll just be thinking of this full mouth letter, and you'll also make this full mouth. And you say, وَيُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ, and we've made the noon full mouth. The noon should be empty mouth. وَيُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ. So you start off with like a scene type of sound, and then fill the mouth up and read full mouth. No overstretching here. And then, وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ. We stop over here. وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ. Many things are going on here. Mim is carrying a shadda, so gunna. Ra has a fatha, so full or empty, full mouth. Za, empty mouth. And then this qaf, remember what I said, qaf, ta, ba, jim, dal. The sukoon either is temporary or permanent. Now this qaf is carrying a sukoon, a permanent sukoon. We have to apply the qalqala sound. Razaq, and then nahum. And we stop on this mim sakin here, mim with the sukoon, put a breath mark there. I'm going to read from bil ghaibi till over here, and I will try to pray it as correct as possible. Bil ghaibi wa yuqimuna as-salata wa mimma razaqnahum. Okay, come on, have a go. 1, 2, 3. Well done. Now read with me after 3. 1, 2, 3. بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم. And what's this last word? ينفقون ينفقون. Stop in such a way that you're not praying from the nose. ينفقون. And those who understand nasal sound, ينفقون. وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ. And if you don't make the nasal sound, read it in such a way that you don't vowelize it. يُنْفِقُونَ. وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ. So we will do it till here, inshallah, 3-4 lines a day. The intro was a bit long, we just needed to explain what we are doing and what to expect. But inshallah, we will try to keep the videos under 10 minutes, doing 3, 4, maybe an ayat or 2 every single day. But make sure we pay attention, and the most important thing is avoid major mistakes. And inshallah, the minors will fall into place. And most importantly, we need to practice the letters, pronunciation of letters, which what we call mashq, every single day. So inshallah, see you tomorrow. Subhanallahi wa bihamdihi, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, nashhadu an la ilaha illa ant, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.